Leslie Misfit Crafter here, and I just wanted to share something that I made and how I made it. So I got a text earlier tonight from a friend that asked if I could make some basically some name things for her daughter's cheer team for some water bottles. So I came up with this design and well, sort of came up with this design, I should say, but let me show you how I created this and how you can make it yourself. So the first thing I did, because she wanted something with pom-poms and on a water bottle, and she showed me the water bottles she was gonna have, and they come out to be about 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to my usual go-to, and of course my usual go-to is my Creative Fabrica. So let me show you what I found and how I found it. So if I haven't mentioned it before, Creative Fabrica is basically a place where you can get a subscription, and depending on when you get it, how you get it, I definitely recommend the year. As far as I know, they're still having the sale so that you can get a whole year for probably about the same price you'd pay for full access for 2 months. And yeah, it sounds unbelievable, but it's actually really true, and it's really, really, really awesome because you can get things like classes and graphics and everything else. And you get full license with them as well, which is, like, to me, the best part. And there are millions, not thousands, millions of graphic files, and not including, like I said, classes, 3D graphics. And it's not just for like Cricut and everything. This one I'm happen to be using on there. You can get it for all kinds of different things. But basically all I did was put in a few keywords to do a search, and I found this particular file, which is pretty cool because it has different kinds of pom-pom settings, and I really like this one where it had the center already cut out for me, and you know, if I want to, I can add other pom-poms around, whatever I want to do. So I went ahead and I went and downloaded this one. It's telling me I've already downloaded it. So I downloaded this one, and then I just played around with it a little bit to create the design that I did. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And again, like I said, grab, if nothing else, the free trial. I'll put a link below, of course, that you can go ahead and get a free trial. There's all kinds of really cool things right now that you can get. I said there's millions of graphics. So I'm going to show you how I took this particular graphic and made it into the one that you see on Cricut. So let's go ahead and get back to the Cricut. Okay, so basically what I did was I uploaded the graphic, and when you get it, you usually have to like unzip them or something. But this is the base graphic that I'm using. So I'll show you how I made it into the colors that I needed. So we're just going to get it, and we're going to go ahead and add it to the canvas. Alright, so this is the base graphic that we're using, just so you can see. And what I did was I basically, since I saw it's in 2 parts, I went ahead and ungrouped it. Okay, and the whole thing needs to be 3.5 by 3.5 inches, but I won't resize it just for the purposes of being able to see it on the screen really well. As a matter of fact, I'll make it just a little bit bigger so you guys can see it just a little better. Okay, so here's what I did basically to do this. So I ungrouped it first, and then I went ahead and took the top and I duplicated it. I'm gonna get that duplication, bring that down here, and I took the bottom and I duplicated it. There's a reason for the duplication, and I will show you. Alright, because basically what I want to do is change some of the colors of some of the pom-poms so I can get the blue. Her colors are blue, navy blue, yellow, and white. So my base color, I decided it was going to be the yellow. So I went in here and I just chose yellow for the base color. And this is just the primary outside portion that we're going to use. So I created that as the base color. And then what I did was I took these duplicated pieces and I went over here to the contour, and I chose to contour some of these pieces, because what basically I'm going to do is change the other base color to be the dark blue. So all of these lighter areas are going to be dark blue and the rest are going to be white. So I want to make sure that only some of the dark blue is showing and not all of it. So what I did was I went in and I chose just some of these pieces to contour. And I went in here and just clicked on like every other section, I guess you can say. So those are not going to be cut. So I went in here and did that. Okay, so now I'm left with some pieces that are filled in now. And I'm going to go ahead and change that to my dark blue color, because that's going to be my base. And the same thing with this one, the base is going to be that dark blue, so I can go ahead and just change that now. All right, and then what's going to happen is that once I overlap this piece with this piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the trick that I'm going to use. So just as long as you get them kind of near each other right now, you're going to choose both pieces. Oh, actually first, let me rephrase that. You're going to choose the top piece and you're going to send that one to the back first. And it really doesn't matter which one you choose to be the top piece or the bottom piece, but my primary was going to be my yellow, so that one's going to go on the outside or on the top. So then I'm going to choose both pieces and I'm going to align them dead center. So now you can see I have all my colors. I have my white, I have my blue, and I have my yellow. Now, the only reason that I can leave these centers clear, and I know they're going to be white, is because the bottles she's getting are white. If they were another color, then I would have to actually fill that in with maybe one more layer. But since not, we're going to go ahead and leave it. So I'm making these into printables. So they're actually going to be a sticker, a full-on sticker. So I went ahead and flattened that out to be a print cut. So I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to contour that piece now. I'm going to move this just a little bit up so I can see what I contoured before. So I'm going to go ahead and contour that one, doing the same thing I did before. So any piece that I want to stay blue, I'm going to choose to have that not cut out. I'm basically going to contour that particular piece. Those will not be included in the cut. There we go. I think I got them all. All right, so now we got all those contour pieces, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to overlap it. We are going to send that blue piece to the back. We are going to align those two pieces dead center. And then we are going to flatten them. Okay, once I did that, I just want to make sure that these two pieces are nicely lined up. They're about right for how far I want them apart, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. But I want to make sure they're lined up centered at least. So I chose the two of them, and we're just lining them centered. Perfect. So depending on how big you want the gap, you can put them closer together or further apart. I'm just going to leave them the way they are. Now, the other thing I did was add the name in between with the two colors as well. And the way that I did this was simply by choosing the name. So I'm going to see what I did here for font, BFC Gourd. All right, so we're going to change that to the same font. Called BFC Gourd. I don't know about these names, but that's the name. Okay, so BFC Gourd apparently is what I've got. I think that's usually the hardest part for me, is like picking a font, which drives me nuts. There it is, BFC Gourd. So we're going to go ahead and choose that to be the font we want. up. So that is BFC gourd apparently. And we're going to go ahead and change the name on here. I'm just going to use my own name just for purposes, for demonstration purposes. And I put them in all caps. My name's long, so there is that too. Okay, so what I did is I just size it to the area that I'm putting it in. A little big. The computer is just running a little slow today. I don't know why. All right. So I am going to, the way I got the shadow in there is I simply just duplicated that. So we are going to duplicate that out. Some fonts will already come with a little shadow to them, but this one didn't. So I'm making my own shadow. So we're gonna put that top one in blue. We're gonna put that bottom one in that yellow. And then we're just going to position it so that it's a little more shadow looking. And I'm using my keyboard to get that shadow look. There we go. All right, that looks good to me. So now you can see it's a bit more like a shadow, which is nice. So then I'm just going to choose those two and I'm going to flatten that out. And I want to make sure that it's pretty centered there. And I'm going to choose everything again and I'm going to center everything to the middle. And then now that I have everything the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and choose to flatten the entire thing. So now it's ready to be a print and cut. Now for me, I'm going to add a couple more things to it, like more pom-poms off to the side, probably the solid color one, so that I can make it a long strip for the bottle, since it's going to wrap all the way around. So I figured about 7 inches all the way around should do it, and there's little extra pom-poms everywhere. I thought would be super cute. But for now, that's it. So quick and easy way to make some water bottle coverings. With somebody's name in the middle, so a child's name in the middle would be super cute. But how cute is that little pom-pom? Well, hope you liked that quick tutorial, and if you want to see more, make sure you like and subscribe below. Don't forget to follow me on all social media. It's Misfit Crafter on everything except for TikTok. Somebody beat me to it, so it's misfit.crafter. But if you'd like to see more tutorials like this, just leave me a comment. Anything else you'd like to see using the Cricut or any other crafting. Hope you like it, and don't forget to live that crafty life.